Hello everyone, my name is Poppy and I'm from ADB 9. So I have a question for you all today, a problem that we probably deal with every single day, which is, can we trust everything online? So listen, this question might sound simple, but the more I think about it, the more I realize how deeply it affects us, especially teens. So like me, many teens like me, I spend most of my time online, like schoolwork, like research assignment, or purely for my entertainment, like scrolling on social media. But then, recently, I stumbled across various new posts, new claims, and quote-unquote new facts. So I wonder to myself if any information here is truly legitimate. So I spend more of my time online again, and then I realized that believing everything can be really risky. But then again, doubting everything can be a little stressful. It's like walking on a tightrope where one side is a bit too trusting and the other side is too skeptical. We just need somewhere in the middle, which make me think that maybe if we think critically, maybe that will solve the problem. So what is exactly critical thinking? Critical thinking here was defined as actively evaluate and questions the information. This inspired me to think that we are not powerless. We have the power to use our brain to think and question the source before we accept it as the truth. This can be used effectively, especially when you're trying to sort out if the information is real or not. Brings me to the fake news. Well, what makes me really interested is that how fake news spreads really fast. You know how fake information tends to spread faster than the truth itself. So I wanted to give you an example. Like I experienced this in a smaller scale where a viral clip of my classmate has shared it in the group chat. We have tons of different reactions. Some is positive and the other is negative. So after a while, when the viral clip dies out, we realized that the clip itself was fake and it's not entirely true. So moving to a larger scale, however, so here's a fake Facebook post from a particular school where the post trying to say that the school gonna be closed for a month due to a natural disaster. This post turns out to be false and entirely made out of lies, which made parents and students furious. So with that, you might ask me, okay, how do we actually try to distinguish whether the news is fake or is reliable? So I want to share you my 3 steps on how to check the information if it's really reliable to use on. So here's my 3 steps. First is to check the source, second is to check for bias, and third is pause before reacting. So first off, check the resources. I usually recommend using Gov and Edu because since most of them are usually represent for recognized organization or the government, but that does not mean it's entirely true, entirely reliable, which you should, next off, looking for the author and the evidence within the article. Bringing us to our second point is to watch out for bias. So you see, bias is not, it doesn't mean that the author is trying to lie to you. It just means that the information was represent in a different perspective, making it a little bit one-sided. And what really surprised me is how bias tend to be hidden carefully under the flashy visual and the strong tone. But with that, it does not equivalent to how accurate and how true it is. So you should next up ask if what's the motive behind these claims and evidence. So after you read the article, you should ask yourself the 7 W's and H, which is who, what, where, when, which, how, why. And with that, you should ask yourself if any of these things connects together or click something in your brains. So I want to conclude my speech. I want to say how critical thinking is really important. It's how we are in a young generation. We young generation are growing up relying online. Information are surrounding us, whether we like it or not. It shapes our thinking and our mindset. So personally, I think if we start thinking critically, we could avoid spreading misinformation and possibly reduce the misunderstanding. And with that, I want to send out my final message to you all that don't believe everything online, okay? You should think, question it, and decide whether it is reliable to use or not. Thank you for listening.